Yeah, definitely these are things that you could find at home. Probably a lot of them you might even just throw away without giving it a second thought. And the fact that Ines Doujak turned that into sculpture, for me, builds a connection to ordinary life, actually. So you could connect it on the one hand to the fascination that contemporary art has had with ordinary objects and the possibility that an ordinary object could, by decision, become an artwork. But also to maybe the idea in this case of Joseph Beuys that everybody is an artist, or at least could be an artist, because that it's made out of objects that are not hard to get, that are not kind of gotten from an art supply, that you don't learn to use in art school, also makes it certainly more approachable and brings in a dimension which wouldn't be there if it wasn't made out of cardboard boxes. Namely the question of waste and of consumer culture and what we consider to be valuable and not. So here Ines Doujak really shows that with something that's discarded without giving it a second thought, something that's thrown away, but of course it doesn't go away, it stays on our planet, you can make something very relevant and interesting and even turn it into a comment on these things that you're using for it. So a comment on consumer culture. And this also gives a little key to reading contemporary art. A lot of people find it much more difficult than older art, but the truth is that we have already all the keys necessary to read contemporary art. We don't know anymore what the blue signified in Renaissance painting, but we know very well that these are basically packagings that are linked to consuming products. A lot of them have brands and that are usually thrown away. So we can use this knowledge in our interpretation and understand that besides being a comment on building high-rises and having these great endeavors and maybe something to do with war as well, as there's a fighter jet crashing into the building. This is also about overconsumption and the problem that causes.